ChatGPT is this open AI software which can give you an answer to any text input. However, the scope of ChatGPT is limited. For example, if you ask ChatGPT about some niche article or book that's not in its database, it won't be able to give a very satisfactory answer. Also, sometimes ChatGPT is just down because it's so popular. That's why you should explore other AI possibilities, one of which I recommend is MindGrasp. MindGrasp is an open AI software where you can upload files or text and then get detailed notes or a short summary of the text you upload. It doesn't even matter what the text is about. Like for example, I can upload my notes from this past semester where I took real analysis. And I can generate detailed notes of this last semester or ask it a question like, what is the extreme value theorem, which is something we covered, and it tells me because those are my notes. So with all this in mind, I want you guys to
Here's why you should not use ChatGPT to write your research paper or do any of your homework in college, school, or anywhere else. Because whatever you write, your professor, your teacher can paste it back into ChatGPT and simply say, hey ChatGPT, did you write this? And paste and hit enter. And it freaking remembers everything output it ever put out. And it will tell your professor, yes, I did. You want a way around it? Here's a quick little hack. Go to wordai.com. Take whatever ChatGPT wrote for you, paste it in over there. It humanizes it, it changes it, and ChatGPT will never know.
This is how I use ChatGPT more efficiently, and it comes down to having ChatGPT return multiple outputs instead of just one. Let's walk through an example. So let's say I want ChatGPT to improve a piece of writing for me. I start the prompt by saying I want you to act as a writing editor. I follow up by saying I will provide you a paragraph and I want you to rewrite it several times with different styles of writing in a table format. So instead of just having ChatGPT write it once, I'm going to have it write it multiple times. That way I have options. So ChatGPT is ready for the paragraph, and now I'm throwing in a paragraph that I wanted to rewrite. And you can see here that it actually rewrites it several times in different writing styles. If I don't like any of them, I can have it make more or even combine two different writing styles together. Ultimately, I like having ChatGPT return a few alternatives in a table format. That way I get some options and I can use ChatGPT a little quicker. This is the absolute best ChatGPT prompt. I pretty much use this for everything I need. It's a long prompt, but at the end of the video, I'll make it easy for you to copy and paste it. Basically, the prompt puts all the work on ChatGPT. So basically having ChatGPT write the prompt for me. I'm telling it it's a prompt generation robot and that it should continue to ask me questions about my goals in order for it to come up with the best prompt I should use for my objective. I'm having it start by asking me my goals, my desired output, and any additional information that it thinks it should need. And you can see it's already asking me questions about what I want. This is a super powerful prompt because it has ChatGPT help you help it. It could be used for any task that you have. If you want to give it a shot, I would just screenshot this page and copy and paste. More ChatGPT prompt videos coming soon.
If you're worried about ChatGPT plagiarism, here's the cheat code. When you're writing prompts, just add the prompt that I've written in the comments. The AI will try to avoid detection from another AI. Or you can use paraphrasing software called Quillbot. Simply paste the script and click paraphrase. Now plagiarism shouldn't be an issue. Follow for more AI tips.
So today we are going to create a patient symptom checker website using ChatGPT. Go to ChatGPT and type the following command. Using HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, create a symptom checker for patients, where patients enter their symptoms and a diagnosis is given to them. As you can see, ChatGPT is generating the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript codes for us. ChatGPT has used an API for this project, but we don't want to use an API. Let us tell ChatGPT to update the code by using an array of symptoms and diagnoses. If we had an API, we could as well link it into our project, but that will be for the next video. As you can see, ChatGPT is updating our code and generating new files without an API needed. Now let us proceed and tell ChatGPT to link the JavaScript, HTML, and CSS pages for us. ChatGPT has done combining the three files for us. First of all, let us create the files that will store HTML, JavaScript, and CSS code. Now let us save the codes in their respective files. Copy the HTML code into the HTML file created and save. Copy the JavaScript code and CSS codes in their respective files and save. Let us now try loading our website and see how it looks. As you can see, this is our symptom checker. Let us try some symptoms and see the diagnosis. You can try to make it complex by telling ChatGPT to add more queries about diseases. Let us tell ChatGPT to make it a little more beautiful with Bootstrap 4 and CSS. We need something nice. See, it is updating the CSS file with Bootstrap 4. Now let us ask ChatGPT to help us link Bootstrap to our project. Boom! It has shown us how to link. Now let us copy this code into our HTML file and save. Let us try again and see the new look. As you can see, this is our updated website with some nice colors. Let us try some symptoms. You can make this complex by telling ChatGPT to create more pages and make a full hospital website with a symptom checker. Thanks for watching. Follow for more.
What is ChatGPT? It's an AI that you can write to and you can ask it questions like you're speaking to another human and it will reply to you in a way that no one can tell that it's AI. It's mad. Something's happening if they can cross 1 million users in just 5 days, when it took Instagram 3 months, it took Spotify 5 months, Facebook 10 months, Twitter 2 years, and Netflix 3.5 years. And they've done it in 5 days. So you can use this as your own virtual assistant. Here are a few questions that I've been asking it. So I asked it to create a fitness plan for the week to work all areas of the body and have at least 2 days for strength, 2 days cardio, and 1 day of yoga. And it fully mapped it out. And then I asked it to put it in a table, super easy. Then I asked it to create a meal plan from this, and on those strength training days, have high protein. And it did it. So you can ask it to do it in any dietary requirements that you have. And then you can ask it to create a grocery list from all of those recipes, and it lists it out for you. And then you can make it even simpler, right? Just by having the individual ingredients listed. It can write code, it can fix code. If you're in school right now, I don't think you'll ever have to do your homework again. People have been using it to do all kinds of complicated maths questions. I don't even understand what the question is, let alone the answer to that. It can write essays for you, right? So I asked, how are race and gender used in Brave New World? And it gave a nice summary. I wasn't happy though. I said, make it longer. It just does it. I saw someone put Netflix's earnings report into it, and normally it's language that people don't understand, but it can translate the earnings report into an easy to read bullet points. I asked it to write song lyrics about Bitcoin in the style of SpongeBob SquarePants. It did it amazingly well. I asked it to script out an episode of The Simpsons where Donald Trump boxes Homer and then Ned Flanders comes in and KOs both of them. Did that, no problems. So there are some problems with it, like it's not connected to the internet, which means that you can't ask it questions like, give me a list of events happening in this city in this month. And the other problem is, it can tell you incorrect information and say it confidently. This is going to be less of a problem as time goes on, because it's learning from every single query that people give it, and it's only going to get smarter. It's not going to get dumber. What this has done is drastically lower the skill level needed to write. I know that I'm not an expert writer. I don't need to be anymore. What I do need to know is just how to talk to it. That is the new skill. People that are using all of these AI tools together to create something 10 times better, 10 times quicker, 10 times cheaper than what is currently possible right now.
How many of you know what ChatGPT is? Okay. So not very many. So I'll tell you what ChatGPT is, just so you know, because you need to know this. And I don't know what sort of technological revolution this is. Gutenberg press level? It's something like that. This is a big deal. So this AI system, it basically is trained on, well, a massive corpus of spoken or of text. So it's derived its models of the world from the analysis of human speech, essentially. It isn't using real world data yet, but that will be happening certainly within the next year. Now, it's already sophisticated enough. I went on to it last week and I said, okay, this is what I asked it to do. I said, write me an essay, a 13th rule for beyond order, written in a style that combines the King James Bible with the Tao Te Ching. That's pretty difficult to pull off, you know? Well, it wrote it in about 3 seconds, 4 pages long, and it isn't obvious to me, for better or worse, that I would be able to tell that I didn't write it. The fact that it could do that, grammatically perfect, I'll tell you what's going to happen next. This is going to happen this year, so get ready. Okay, so now we have an AI model that can extract a model of the world from the entire corpus of language. It's smarter than you, and it's going to be a hell of a lot smarter than you in 2 years. So you can get ready for that too. But it
Test two things. One, I'm gonna search, write a rap song as if Tupac would write it. What it says. It's doing it for me right now. Here's a sample Tupac-inspired song. Verse 1. I was born in the gutter, raised in the streets. Mama was a hustler, daddy was deceased. I had to fend for myself, no time to sleep. The only way to survive was to stay on my feet. I'm a warrior, I won't back down. I fight for what I believe, won't let them push me around. I'm a soldier, I won't give in. I'll stand tall even when it feels like the world is caving in. This isn't, just out of curiosity, who do you think is behind this ChatGPT? Meaning, who do you think started the company in 2015? What if I told you a guy named Sam Altman and another guy named Elon Musk were the co-chairs when they first started the company? And some of the names of people that committed to giving $1 billion to this nonprofit were Peter Thiel, Reid Hoffman, Jessica Livingston. They brought a CTO from Stripe named Greg Brockman, and they brought the world leading expert in machine learning. On top of that, it's almost like saying the Justice League of computer scientists. The most brilliant minds came together and saying, what can we do to innovate and advance open AIs in ways no one's ever seen before? And that's exactly what they've done. So now you may be asking, so Pat, what's the big deal about ChatGPT? I mean, don't we already have Google? What's the difference between this and Google? I mean, it can't be better than Google, right? So let me give you a visualization. Imagine you go to a library. Google is you go in and say, hey, I would like to read a book on the history of the Iranian Revolution. No problem. Here's a book. Go read it. That's Google. You go to ChatGPT, you're going to say, hey, can you give me the summary of what happened in the Iranian Revolution? Yes, here you go. It just gives it to you. Here, you go do it yourself. Here, I'm going to interact with you. And by the way, in Google, you're talking to a website. In ChatGPT, it's as if you're talking to a human being writing back to you in a conversational style. Okay, let me just put it to you this way. New York Times just came out with an article saying this is a code red for Google. And Elon Musk said in a tweet, this is scary good. We're not far from dangerously strong.
I said, do you speak my language? Smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. He said, I come from a land down under, where beers flow and Manchester. Could you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
You probably know ChatGPT and its power, right? But it's also really slow sometimes. You can't edit what it gives you, and it's not gonna be free real soon, so I found a better one. I don't know why this hasn't been talked about. It's basically the same AI, but it's more practical, it's faster, and you can even edit what it gives you. This comes very beneficial when you're coding or writing something like an essay or some shit like that. And when I discovered it and started using it, I switched to this AI instead. This one's called Playground, and it's from OpenAI as well.
Today I learned how ChatGPT can save me hours on meal prep and planning. In under 5 minutes, it planned me 21 meals for 7 days that are healthy and under a 1,500 calorie limit per person. It provided recipes and a grocery list, and it even excluded the foods I told it I didn't like. I told it who to be, a professional nutritionist, what I wanted, a meal plan for 7 days, breakfast, lunch, and dinner with 1,500 calories per person every day, because I gotta leave room for those snacks. Then I gave it specifics on how often I want to cook, how much time I want to spend cooking, and even what ingredients I don't want included in the recipes. Provided 21 meals with calorie counts that all added up to less than the 1,500. Then I told it to give me all the recipes, and it did. 21 flexible recipes in under a minute. Now here's the best part, because it solves the worst problem, the grocery list. I gave it a clear prompt asking it to consolidate all the ingredients into one grocery list, and it did. This alone is going to save me an immense amount of time every week. Follow along for more tips on how I learned to work smart and not hard with ChatGPT.
ChatGPT has totally changed the game for my small business. So I'm a remote online notary, and so I do a lot of email marketing to local businesses in my area that need notary services. And so I asked ChatGPT to write me a marketing email to a potential client about my notary business. And when I tell you this is a game changer, look at this. Look, are you in need of a notary? Look no further. Our notary business offers affordable services. Look at this. I don't have to sit at my computer anymore and think about how I'm going to write an email to a potential client. They can just do it for me. Look at this. And let's just say I don't like that, right? I can ask them to do another one. So then they wrote me another email with literal bullet points on why my potential client needs my services. Literal bullet points. Convenient location, flexible hours, competitive pricing. I mean, this is just insane. This is gonna save me so much time.